Good morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Married to Sports podcast. I'm Rook. With me, as always, I got Corey, Rodney, and Do. Welcome, guys. How you guys doing this morning?
We're
What's up?
doing
Good
well.
morning.
So
Hey, I'm glad I averted one kiss of death last night. The Cowboys won.
Yeah, you know I pick my games no more. If my teams are playing, we're just gonna skip you from here on out. Um, Speaking of my games and skipping you from here on out, Dallas Cowboys played last night, and Dak did well. Dak had 4 touchdowns in the air. Um, I thought he played. I thought he played really, really well. Uh, but that defense still is not legit. I mean, that's a really bad Raiders offense, and we gave up 16 points. So even though we had Wilson and Overshown back, I really expected the defense to play a lot better. We did do a lot of bid no break. We got turnovers, which is good, and that's what when Micah Parsons was there, and everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, Micah, you should have kept Micah Parsons. You should have kept Micah Parsons." No, what we should have kept was the turnover battle because that's what was, and he would rush the passer, make the pass rush, um, make the quarterback move faster than he wanted to, and the quarterback would get rid of it faster than he wanted to. And Diggs and Bland would do a great job. We had Rebel come back last night, and we put Bland in his slot corner spot or nickel spot, and the kid played great last night. Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker got back. Donovan Wilson was actually in position last night. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, we just needed Malik Hooker back for you to know how to play your job. You're a professional football player at this point. You shouldn't be relying on another player in order for you to know your job. That's dumb. That shows that your IQ is not there. Why did we pay you? We wasted a whole bunch of money on Blaine. If you don't know your spot, or not Blaine, I'm sorry, Wilson, Donovan Wilson. If you don't know your spot, we wasted a whole bunch of money on you.
I like the idea with Wilson. If you noticed last night, they kept bringing him up more since Hooker's back, and I like that because in coverage he cannot
Right.
cover anybody. But I seen Revel. First game in 14 months he got to play. He did have a penalty, but that's expected. It's his first game in the NFL. I thought he looked good. The defense looked good. The funny thing is the reason I liked what I saw last night was the pressure was up the middle a lot, and if it would have been on like just Parsons would have been there. Our pressure would have come from the edge, and the quarterback would have just scooted up the middle and took off. But last night between the 4 defensive tackles, all of them got pressure, all of them got pushed in there, and then you had Clowney and Houston, and even Fowler got into it again last night. And the rookie, our edge rookie, I'm starting to like it. But like you said, Brandon, it was against the Raiders. What do we? The toughest part of the schedule's coming,
You're
No, it's
right.
not
and we'll
coming. It's
figure
here.
out we'll
It's
figure
here.
out what the Cowboys
It's
look
it's,
like.
it's not coming. It's
Huh?
here. I mean, our
Yeah,
next 3 games are Eagles,
You're,
Chiefs,
yeah,
Lions.
yep. And we'll see what that defense is really like. And if that defense legit or turns into be legit, we got a chance to go on a winning streak. If not, it'll be more of the same
you know what?
because the offense is there.
You say that, Corey, and I agree with you. But, what's the one thing y'all said about the Cowboys all year? They couldn't stop the run.
Because we didn't
You
have the
know?
players.
Right. But ultimately, last night, y'all were the most complete defense I've seen all season when y'all got healthy. Let's be real. I mean, ultimately, you're looking at it like this. Y'all are getting pressure. Gente is supposed to be that bell cow running back. All year, he hadn't really performed that well either.
7 yards rushing, Rod. 7 yards rushing last night.
Who?
For Gente,
Ashton Jitty had 7 yards rushing.
If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken, let me pull up my.
yeah, it was it
I know
was
we
it was
bottled him up,
low.
and
Hang
I
on a
told
second.
everybody last night take Ashton Jitty on the under.
I took the under. I took the under on him last night,
we
and
all did. I mean, I forget why he was. I thought it was like 30 some yards.
I
That's
want to
what I
say
was
at the end
told.
of it, I want to say at the end of it, he
It
was
wasn't
7,
good.
but he may have got.
I know it wasn't good, but I
Hang
didn't
on,
know it was that bad. I knew it was under 50.
7 rushing yards.
All right.
That's what he
As a
ended up with.
professional football player, that should never
But they end up
happen,
as a team.
ever.
Thank you for making my point stronger, Dio. That I
That's
would,
why. That's why I went ahead and just ended it because I was kind of like, "Hey, we can sum this up real quick." No offense, but I didn't want you to have to keep, you know, trying to get your train through the tunnel there.
I
You know.
know
So
it derails sometimes. We
let me
admit.
ask this question because this is the question that all Cowboy fans want to know. And Corey and we're Cowboys fans, but I feel like we're a little more realistic about the Cowboys than a lot of Cowboys fans. Do the Cowboys have hopes for a future this year? Did you see anything last night
Uh,
that said Cowboy fans, don't worry, you guys are going to be okay?
okay. I don't like your. I don't like
Right.
the Cowboys. The Cowboys are love or hate, and I hate the Cowboys. But I watch the games with you, and I talk your team with you because you and Corey are my friends. So I have to keep it respectful. I've never really been concerned about your offense. I was concerned about your defense, but I think y'all did the right thing getting rid of your problem early in the season by sending him to Green Bay. However, these moves you made before the trade deadline, and you got Overshown back. I think y'all could compete. Now y'all got to start winning
Right.
consecutive games. Y'all got to keep the wins. I mean, can you afford maybe one, maybe two more losses? Maybe,
One for sure,
but
two
you've got
no.
to win. You've
Two
got to
maybe.
win. I mean, this is a one game at a time. Every game is a playoff. That's the mentality you guys are going to have.
Yeah.
But as long as your offense keeps clicking, because it looks like Pickens and CD are about to be that awesome duo that we've been waiting for, and keep Dak healthy, keep your run game going. But I think these guys you just picked up with your defense, these veterans that have been around a minute, I think they're going to start clicking. I do. I mean, you held Jonte to 7 yards last night rushing. Good job.
And on any team, no matter where they are, that's impressive. I mean, I don't care where you are, what
And
team you're on.
yeah. And I mean, look, you and Corey were both kind of like, I don't know how I feel about Schottenheimer
Yeah.
early this season, but now he's warmed up on
Yeah, I
you
like Shotty.
guys, and I do too. I think he might be. I think he might be a good fit, and he's young. I'm not going to say he's going to be a Tom Landry. I don't know if he's going to stick around that long if he can survive that, but um, if you guys can win out, y'all might get a wild card.
I can agree with that. And ultimately, all the injuries y'all had were decimating y'all in the first half of the season. So, you know
Yep,
what? Ultimately, the only thing I said in the off season is if y'all can't protect Dak and Dak gets hurt, that goes your season because we've seen that story so many times. Dak's played all year. Dak has probably, and I said this on your live last night, Brandon. If Dak had a winning record, I really believe that he would be probably up there with Matthew Stafford over Taylor as far as MVP.
absolutely.
We hit the heart of the season. You got Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, Giants.
All right, so you got the Commanders. That should
The
be a
Giants
win.
should be a
You got
win,
the
except
Giants
for
should be a
both of
win.
those are division games. I mean, they're division
I
rivals.
agree. And you got the Vikings. That should be a
The
win.
Vikings is tough. I mean, we technically have a better record than them because of the tie.
Right. I'm saying the way JJ McCarthy's so inconsistent, that should
Oh
be
yeah,
a win. I'm not going to say it'll be an easy
I
win.
agree.
And who is still holding The number one QBR rating in the NFL, Dak Prescott. Drake May is number 2, Patty Mahomes 3.
Where is
So
Matthew Stafford for the sake of that?
he's number
Who's leading
6.
in
Number
touchdowns? Because I know
6.
Dak's got 21 in the air. Who's got more in the air than Dak?
Now they don't put that on the QBR. I'd have to look that up separately.
But
But that guy, that I'm gonna tell you where I was most impressed with your defense last night when y'all had when y'all got stopped and the Raiders had the ball on like the 2 yard line and that safety happened. I'm gonna tell you right there that proves that it was all out defense because normally it's easy to give up a few yards to get out of that hole. You know what I'm
yep.
saying?
Yeah.
No, the defense did their part last night. I was mildly
I
impressed because they did their job. They were in position, but where it's hard for me is, man, this was against the Raiders. This was against a really bad Geno Smith. This is against a really bad O line. This is like, yeah, we held Ashton Jeanty to 7 yards, but I'm going to be honest. Ashton Jeanty is the one running back this year that I've been kind of disappointed in. I was pretty high on him coming into this draft, and him and Bijan, it's taken them a lot longer to develop. Now Bijan's doing fine now, but his first couple of years in the league, he wasn't as developed. It wasn't as didn't have the vision with the for the speed of the NFL. And Ashton Jeanty's the same way. He's not breaking loose. He's not doing the things that I saw him do in college, which is, I mean, I understand you're in college. Everybody's good in college, but I really
Let's
thought his
take the
game would
Raiders.
translate. Go ahead.
real quick, Brandon. Matthew Stafford leads with 27
Right.
touchdowns, but Jared Goff and Dak Prescott are tied in second with 21. So to answer your question, if the Cowboys had a winning record or actually possibly looking like a playoff team or they were going to get a wild card, I think Dak would be in that conversation for MVP.
So is Dak a top five quarterback? Is Dak a top?
Yes, he is.
Is
Right
Dak a
now,
top
he is.
10 quarterback?
Hold on. Are you saying Dak's not a top 5 quarterback right now in the league? He leads the QBR, plus he's tied for second for touchdowns on a fucking 4-5-1
Hold on,
record
Dio.
team.
Hold on, Dio. Based on the eye test, y'all remember when we did that top 5 running back, top 5
Hmm?
quarterback list?
Yeah, and Dak was left off some of those lists for the fact that he was being held against his record right now.
I know,
And it's not his record, it's the team's
but who
record.
had him as a top 5 quarterback this
Oh, you
year?
know what?
No,
You
I'm
always,
making a point.
here comes Rodney.
We always go back to this.
Just do this to your head,
They,
Rodney.
no, I'm not. They,
Stop spitting.
based on the stats that I looked up, I did have him in the top 5, is what I'm saying. He has played like a top 5 quarterback all year.
But where are we at? This was before halfway point of the season because this is the time of year where Dak was always out for an injury because he got hurt. So now we're beyond the halfway point of the season. That's when I told you I start looking at numbers and I start looking to see where teams are going. I would put Dak in the top 5 right now for conversation, not of MVP, but of just top 5 quarterbacks in the league because he's doing it. You
That,
can't
that's
you
all.
can't take it away from him.
That's all I was trying to say to
No,
you.
you're good. And Corey, I know you want to say something. Go for it.
Oh no, you're right. I mean, everything that's been said today. I agree with Brandon. I agree with you. I agree with Rod. When it comes to the Cowboys, they looked really good last night. The offense has done good except for one game this year. It's been the defense. Yes, the defense looked great. Genty, they held him to 7 yards. I want to see him do it against tougher competition. That's for sure. And then then I'll start believing. The one thing about Genty though, he leads the league in running backs getting hit behind the line of scrimmage, and that just goes to show how bad the Raiders' offensive line is. Every time he touches the ball, he's got somebody right in his face.
All right,
So
you say that, Corey. I got a question for you. Is it that how bad the offensive line is, or is it the scheme that and the way Chip Kelly's trying to coach Genty?
it's
Be honest.
the thing is, We've seen it with Dallas last night. Okay, I know that he only got 7 yards, but when he only gets 3 touches in the first half, we've seen that before. The defense gets to pin the ears back and just go out because there's no chance that they're going to run the ball. 3 rushes in the first half, 3 touches. You know,
All right. Yeah, go
but
ahead.
their offensive line is horrible. They've got injuries, so
Their offensive line is bad.
All right. So can I go ahead and like I don't like talking about Brian Kelly because he's
You
been
mean
fired.
Chip
He's
Kelly?
over. No, wait,
Wait,
All right.
wait. Chip Kelly is in the same douche canoe as Brian Kelly. Chip Kelly needs to go back to college and not a big program. He needs to take a team like Rice or somebody that just hasn't been good in a long time. And if you want to practice your crazy marbles in your head schemes and this new fancy offense you think look good on a napkin at the bar the night before, then by all means try it out there and see if it works and see if you can turn a program around in college and maybe build yourself back up to a relevance of where I'd say, man, Chip Kelly had a great team in Oregon. No, get the hell out of here. He needs to go back to school, and I mean college. Right now, what he's trying to run in Vegas is crazy. I mean, they're I don't know what they're trying to run in Vegas. It doesn't matter if it's Geno Smith or any other quarterback. I think that if it was a veteran quarterback, like a veteran quarterback that was good on some other teams, Geno, look, he had a resurrection in Seattle. Let's just all admit it. He did. He had a good run there, but he is not fitting whatever Chip Kelly's trying to run, and I don't think a lot of quarterbacks would. I think you'd see the same, not as bad numbers, but I think you'd see some numbers that were mediocre. But Chip Kelly needs to go back to school and try his antics down there because at the NFL level, that I can't believe they're letting him get away with it. I don't see Chip Kelly being the offensive coordinator by the end of the season. I think he doesn't return next year in
no, I would have
Vegas.
already fired him.
no.
But that brings up,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
but
Yeah,
that brings
go
up a
ahead.
point. So we've not seen any quarterback be successful with the Raiders. I mean, I guess you can kind of say Derek Carr. Gannon had a miraculous year one year, but outside of John Madden's Raiders, the Raiders have not been successful. Like they have not found success. They've not been to the promised land. They've not sniffed the promised land in many, many, many moons. Geno Smith also couldn't play.
That's going to
Geno
change.
Smith also couldn't play for the Jets. But you know who else couldn't play for the Jets? Sam Darnold, Justin Fields. That list also
Yeah.
goes a very long way to Mark Sanchez, and then before Mark Sanchez is Broadway Joe, right? So that has been
Yes.
a
Well, Chad Pennington had some six. Chad Pennington had a couple of good years
Yeah.
up there. Byron Leftwich had a couple of good years up there.
Yeah, but it
But
comes down to these coordinators. I mean, and
It
coaches
does.
obviously.
But we've seen what Chip Kelly can do with a Chip Kelly generated. Look, he came up with some new, fresh ways when he was at Oregon, and that's what confused a lot of defenses. But now that everybody's caught up to the Chip Kelly of then, he hasn't. He's trying this crap out now at NFL level, and you can't do that. You can go down to college and play with it and see if he has success. But he needs to go back to school if he wants to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. He needs to go back to school, and I mean
here
coach
he went.
college.
Well, you look at Chip Kelly when he was at Oregon and stuff. The quarterbacks that he's had success with are the Marcus Mariotas, the uh, Cam Ward, the ones that can get out and move.
But hang on a
Geno Smith
second.
has never been,
Yeah.
even in college. Geno Smith was not a running quarterback.
No,
But do you notice that all of the college quarterbacks Chip Kelly had never really transitioned in the NFL well? Because are we going to say Marcus Mariota? He's a good backup. That's about
Yeah,
it. And you're lucky if he doesn't give the game away with
right.
interceptions. Okay. So what I'm saying is, you look at how he did in college with these quarterbacks. They were able to run his offense, but it doesn't translate to the NFL well. He did not have a good luck at UCLA, trying to build that program. because that was too big for him to go back and start over.
Well,
That's
you
why I
know,
said he needs to go to a university like a Temple, a Rice, um, New Mexico, somebody like that, and try out your stuff, see what works, what doesn't, because they're going to give you time to figure it out. And
he
then when you have
reminds
a
me.
good run and you get that team relevant, then come back to the NFL because he's not an
I,
idiot.
I, I
I
disagree
think
with
he's
you
better
there.
than Brian.
I will 100% push back on that comment, and I'll tell you, let's go back to the Eagles. That you cannot tell me he's not an idiot.
Okay, hold on. Again, did you hear what I said? He needs to go back and reinvent his offense and see what works and what doesn't. Because he's always been up. Once he got to that level, they kept him up there when they should have pushed him back down and said, "Hey, you need to go back and get your master's degree." Right now, he's been operating with a bachelor's for a while. Do you see what I'm saying? He doesn't have bad ideas. He's had guys that could run his offense, especially in college. But then once he had success at Oregon, they decided, hey, let's bring him in as an NFL coach. Now, he may never, ever be an NFL coach appropriate, head coach. But I do believe he has the potential. And I look, he's getting up in his years, so he needs to figure it out quick because they're about to figure it out for him when he won't be the offensive coordinator next year in Vegas. And I don't think another NFL team's going to take a chance on him. But I think if he still wants to coach college or he wants to still coaching football, he needs to go back to college, see what works, and then
The
go from there.
quarterbacks that you named
I
He's
that
still
he
agree
got
with
time
had
left
that
to
he
do it.
was successful with, they can't throw the ball. How can you be in the NFL and not throw the ball? That doesn't work ever. It worked 3 times in the history of the NFL. It worked with Michael Vick because we had never seen it before. It worked with Cam Newton because he was
Yeah.
hard to bring down. And now it's working with Josh Allen because,
Yeah.
well, Josh Allen's the only one on his team. I think they might have a kicker. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
No,
agree with you.
Well,
Go,
when we sit there and talk about revolutionary, like the stuff like this, I go back to when I go back to college. I go back to Houston's teams. Andre Ware, David Klingler, and then Hawaii
that's a
with Colt
yeah.
Brennan. These quarterbacks put up these outrageous numbers in college, but when they got to the pros, the one thing they could not do was take a snap under center.
Yeah.
And that's another Chip Kelly thing. You know, these quarterbacks, you know, Andre Ware, one of the best college quarterbacks ever. David Klinger, you know, awesome in college. But they got to the pros and just getting under center, they would fumble. They couldn't do it. I mean, some coaches are great in college, coming up with these different kinds of offensive schemes and stuff. But, when it comes to like the quarterback position, that is a position you've got to learn, master a lot of different things. And Chip Kelly's not one of them to be teaching a fundamental quarterback, period.
you're right. And you know what? Some of the best quarterbacks in college had like 68% to 75% pass completion percentages. And you know what? They looked at the stat from college and looked at how many translated to the pros. I think it was insane number like two. That's it. I mean, all these guys that were really pass efficient never really translated to from college to pro because of the style we see
I would
differently.
never
Well,
let
But
you
going
look.
back to Chip
John.
Kelly a second, going
Go,
back to
Brandon.
Chip Kelly a second. Chip, can we all agree Chip Kelly is Steve Spurrier when it comes to NFL?
Yeah. Yeah. Rodney, I like that comparison. Yep,
Do
I
Yeah.
what?
do. That's fair. No,
Why are they
no,
never
that's fair.
comp?
Now, hold on. At an NFL level, Chip Kelly and Spurrier are probably very comparable. Now, at a college level, hell no, Spurrier's a better coach. But they both have had the same results in the pros, if that
But
makes
the
sense.
only difference in that is Kelly's lasted longer. Why has he lasted so long with that kind
Because he's likable.
of lack of success?
Because Spurrier went back to college and
I
stayed
like that,
there.
Brandon. He's likable.
No, I mean that's what it is.
And then
He
he
likes
and then
beer,
he
he likes
took
beer
and
and
then he
hot
took
dogs like everybody
Yeah,
else, and you can go down and you can sit down and have a drink with him and talk football, and he'll talk football, and he's a real happy person. Uh, I know. Listen, what I saw him do in Philadelphia, and then what I saw Gruden do with the Raiders. I would never let either one of them touch a football field again. I wouldn't even let them touch
Yeah,
my pee wee team, let alone my college team.
yeah. Well, you know what, Brandon?
What?
Here's something real quick that we have funniest
Why
thing.
the fuck do you get rid of Shady
Who?
McCoy in his prime after he's your
Yeah,
after
that's
he's
true.
the NFL after he's the leading rusher? You had a whole bunch
I'll
of
agree
stuff
with
on
you
there.
on
You
Chip
brought in a
Kelly.
quarterback of Michael Vick who couldn't throw.
Gruden? Are you telling? Okay, Chip Kelly and Gruden are not even in the same
The
conversation.
hell they aren't.
I'm going to
You
put that
had
out
Chip
there.
Kelly come in, dismantle the Eagles, and what did he do? He got fired, and then Doug Peterson went to the Super Bowl. You had John Gruden come in and
No.
destroy the Raiders. What did he do? Get his ass fucking kicked out of the NFL. So please tell me
Hold
how they're
on,
not
I'm
on the
gonna
same
push back
playing field.
I'm gonna push
They're
back
not.
on Gruden right there. Was Gruden not a Super Bowl winning
Oh
coach
my
for the
God! Because
Raiders?
he stole Tony Dungy's team. I'm not going there with you, Bird. He was not a Super Bowl champion. He's a
No,
fucking
Tony
bum.
no,
Dungy was
no.
never the coach
He's
on
a
the
bum.
Raiders. Tony
Hey,
Dungy was never the coach on the
Gruden's Raiders, after he was gone, the very next year, Gruden's in Tampa. Here come the Raiders. They're in the Super Bowl against their previous head coach from the year prior. Are you
Thank you,
kidding me?
Dio.
That's my point.
You gonna sit here and act like Tony
It
Dungy did
doesn't
not build
matter.
that fucking Tampa Bay team
He
Tony
did.
Dungy was not there.
because they got. Are you really gonna give Barry Switzer freaking Jimmy Johnson's Super Bowl? Stop it! Stop it!
No, but Tony Dungy was never the coach
Oh
on the
my
Raiders.
God!
Brandon, you're not listening to what we're saying here. The Raiders that played the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, that was John Gruden's Raiders that he coached and built. They made it to the Super Bowl the year after he was in
Great. Let's
Tampa.
talk about the year
The
he
year
went
the
to the
very next
Raiders
year.
with Khalil Mack and got rid of Khalil Mack and broke up that entire freaking team. Let's talk the 2000s. Not 2002, 2025. Let's talk about
Gruden is not a
2020 or
bad
2018
NFL head coach.
when he went back to the Raiders.
You know what? Now I hope Gruden gets an NFL coaching job, and I will love to see where this goes in the next few years because we're still going to be buddies, whether you want
He
to
should be
or
working
not.
at
We're
Walmart.
still going
Hey,
to be buddies. I'm still
hey,
going to bring crazy ass conversations to you, but I look, I'm disagreeing with you on this.
hey.
We're at a disagreement on Gruden.
Well, here's the thing. Here's something though. You know what? One of the greatest college football coaches that most people say couldn't cut it in the NFL, and that was Saban.
Right.
You
Yep,
know, it
that's
is a
correct.
different game. The college and the pro game is different.
Bobby Petrino didn't have any success either.
I don't think he was a good coach, though. That's just me. He quit on his team. He quit on his
Hold on.
NFL team. He walked
Yeah,
away
hold on.
from. I would never consider him a coach.
In the NFL, but you
Yeah, in
have
the
to
NFL, he
Bob.
walked away from the Falcons midseason.
Yes.
Wasn't going to
I
get
don't
fired.
blame him.
Wasn't going to get released. He walked away from his team. That's not a
I can't.
coach.
I can't wait to move states away from Atlanta one day. I can't stand that city.
You
And I
know,
can't stand that
but
team.
like when it comes to the college game and the pro game, there's just some coaches that don't translate. Just like Belichick going to North Carolina. I don't know how that's
Hold
going to
on.
work out. But if it
Oh, well,
doesn't, it just goes to show he's always been an NFL coach.
hold on. Have you not seen North Carolina's play the
Yes,
latter
it's
half
gotten
of the
better. I'm
season?
just saying, if it's something happened, I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the NFL coach doesn't always translate to the college coach, and the college coach definitely doesn't always translate to the NFL. And
I'm asking.
Chip Kelly is one of those coaches that should not coach in
Correct.
the NFL. Period.
Correct. But I will tell you, within the next 2 years, North Carolina's going to be competing for the ACC championship if the ACC is still around.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree
No,
with that. And
he is
Brandon,
going to have success.
Brandon, I owe you an apology. Tony Dungy. I thought you were saying Tony Dungy coached the
No, I'm
Raiders.
saying Tony Dungy
I
toast the
apologize.
Bucks that Gruden stole a Super Bowl from.
That was
I know.
Tony Dungy's Buccaneer team. It
I
was.
apologize. I
Are you ready?
misunderstood you. I just want to
So
get that out.
current coaches in the NFL that have a better record than Gruden. Are you ready? Mike Tomlin,
Here we go.
Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur's bum ass is on there. Kyle Shanahan and Dan Campbell, who's only been a coach for a couple years. So yeah, please tell me how good Gruden is.
Are you all right? First of all, Gruden's not coaching in the NFL right now. These guys weren't head coaches. Most of them weren't when he was in the NFL. And second, which series are you talking about of Gruden's record? Are you talking about his first run in the
His
NFL or
total
second?
run in the NFL, total, 122 and 116.
Well,
All right,
he's above 500. But
122 I can agree with that,
but
but
you only gave me like 5 or 6 coaches that
That's
had a better
currently
record.
coaching. Mike Tomlin, Andy Reid, John
Okay,
Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur's a bum. Kyle Shanahan's a bum, not a bum. Dan Campbell's only been coaching for a couple years. Why the fuck would a team move backwards
wait a
with
minute.
John Gruden?
Wait a minute. How does Dan Campbell? Wait. How does Dan Campbell have a better record when he's not coached that many games?
I don't know. Hang on.
Well, you're all right. Look, give me if I guarantee you, if Dan Campbell coached
This is Google Eyes.
122 games plus 116, look,
Google
yeah, Dan
lies
Campbell's only been a
sometimes.
head coach for like 4 or 5 years total. If you took the amount of seasons Gruden coached and compared that to other coaches with the same tenure, I don't know. I think Gruden would still be above the 500 mark above other coaches. But anyways, look, we got down a rabbit's hole with this today. We can revisit this on another day when we want to talk about head coaches in the NFL and college. We could actually have a whole show about it.
We
But we
really
got
could.
hockey. We've got hockey tonight. I we still need to wrap up what Brandon and Corey's Cowboys are and what they could be. If y'all are done with that, then okay. And we got any other news to talk about? We can talk
That's
about.
stupid.
Hey, I'm
But
done
yeah,
with the
we can go
Cowboys
on. We
because
can debate this
I
for
don't know why
hours,
they put
guys.
Dan Campbell in that list. He's only got 44 wins and 35 losses. That's dumb as hell.
That is pretty funny. It must have
they
AI
went by
must not
win
like you
percentage,
today.
It
Brandon.
was AI, man.
Hey,
Because all of a sudden my math started doing some mathing, and I'm like, Dan Campbell hasn't been a head coach, this long. I mean, wait a minute. He can
Brandon,
only have maybe.
Brandon, do me a favor. This is a secret. This is a secret here. Next
Thank
time,
you, AI.
next
Good
time,
job,
ding,
AI, for the
ding it
comic
instead
relief.
of Google because it's not Google.
That was meta. That's that AI shit.
Yeah, no, that was good comic
No,
relief.
that's
Seriously,
not even meta.
Yes,
AI
it
That's
played
was.
Gemini. I'm sorry, it's Gemini.
AI played a joke on us today, guys.
Hey, that's why Apple. For those listening, that's why Apple's always better than Android. But that's a
No, it's
different
not.
story.
Stop it. We could have a whole episode about that too. Knock it off, Rodney. You're Gen X like I am. I can't believe you're an Apple guy. But anyways,
I can.
Hey,
what you got, Brandon? What you want to keep discussing or
All
move
right,
on to?
so Shador Sanders had his debut, and it did not go well.
Yep.
However, there's a lot of noise in Cleveland. Like fans are completely electric over Shador being the starter this week. Um, Not what I want to talk about. Actually, I kind of wanted to give him a shout out. So during his debut, he got his house broken into, and I think that's so messed up. This dude wasn't even home. What's up?
Hold on. Hold on. So I'll tell you why. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I think that once he hit the field, people knew where his career was going to end up. So they figured they better get the good stuff now before he's got the Timu stuff later. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Because that's all he'll be able to afford his Timu stuff when his NFL career is over. So they just went in to go ahead and get the good stuff now while the getting was good.
Hey, Dio, here's
you've
a
Yeah.
seen
little
that.
secret for you. He'll never run out of money. His day's loaded.
Hey, here's the thing though. Not just with Shador, it's with Shador, and not just. We've seen that a lot this year of players, not just in the NFL, but NBA, baseball, where these players are, on the road or at playing at home in a game, and their stuff's getting stolen. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. They know where they're at. Hold on, real quick, Dale. Let me get to this point real quick. We're online, right? We're sitting here to online. We're online.
Yeah.
These guys are on social media
Yeah.
saying where they're at. Well, obviously, if people know where they live,
Yeah.
they know they're not home. What's a better
Yeah.
place to hit?
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, guys, where did I go over the weekend?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I was about 2.5 hours away from my house.
Yep.
I can tell you that not even the local law enforcement would have want to come in my house while I wasn't home. Okay. I don't make the money or have the money or will ever have the money that these NFL players have. It's called protect what you own
Yeah.
and keep it. So when I leave home, I don't worry about my home because I know it's going to be just fine. And I don't own a dog. I just know how to prepare my home for unwanted visitors. So these
I've got
NFL players with all this money, they need to stop overlooking their greed and spend some money on a good, either have a security team to watch your home when you're out of town or you're at a game, or you can actually have things done in your home that will prevent anybody from getting in. And if they do get in, good luck getting out because I have the ability to keep you in my place until I get home.
I've
So,
got
Well,
a crazy
that's the
question.
thing.
I've got a crazy question for you. If you're a movie star or athlete, right?
yep, yep.
I mean, for you and I can not necessarily get the actual address, but I can Google and get your address normally for whatever reason. These
Yeah,
pro athletes, should they not be paying Google or however to keep their address and information private?
it doesn't matter, Rod.
People will still get it.
Yeah, yep.
How? I mean, if it's you get my
Rod,
point
it's
though. I
it's
mean,
I'm not going to tell you how. I'm not going to tell you how on
Rod,
here.
you've never been to jail, have you?
it's not hard to
uh,
find out where somebody lives.
I'm not going to confess. I'm not going to confess, but that might be an off-air story one day.
I'm just saying, you've never been to jail for any kind of period of time because whether
Maybe
working
for
there
four
or
hours, but
being in
that's a
there,
different.
I mean, just saying, they're
Maybe
just
Look,
before.
because they're in
I
jail
will
doesn't
say
mean they're
this:
dumb.
there are things known as public records, and you can go to your local courthouse in the county that you suspect that person lives in, and you will find any sort of document. It could be just a general request for this document, and if that person's name is on it, then you have their address. It's that
Yes.
easy. It's
Yep.
it's it's called the Public Records Office. I mean, there are some things you cannot keep off of public record.
All
You
right.
can't.
It's just
I
like
mean,
these
So,
athletes.
anyways,
I was
It's just
playing
like
the
these.
naive person just to make the point. Like,
yeah. Yeah. So let's say
You,
you were going to, a gas company, if they were going to put a pipeline through a county of natural gas, guess what? They're going to know everybody's property they're going to be affecting. And I didn't know that federal or that Supreme Court judge lived there. That's crazy. Now you know where the Supreme Court judge lives
yeah.
fair
because
point.
of the records you pull. Okay. So,
You know,
Rod,
anyways,
I
you
guess
know
I
Rod,
that.
played the naive one too many
Rod,
times.
I'm gonna give you a double-edged sword. You ready?
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and you can apply that to
Yep.
any part of your life.
These guys, like Dio said, they make all this money. They need to have a security system, no matter if it's a hotel, whether it's a condo, whether it's a mansion. You know, sorry,
It's still tragic though.
but it is. It is. It
it
sucks that
is. It's
it is.
insulting. It's
Yeah.
insulting because I don't like a thief. I do not
No.
like a thief.
No.
And there's other countries that if you violate the law of theft, I mean you actually you'll lose a hand.
Yeah,
Yes.
Now in America, it's
some jail time.
you got
You get
these
a
companies.
slap on the wrist.
These security companies in America, they'll answer they'll go, hey, there's somebody in your house, and you're like, oh, I'm not there, and they're like, okay, we're just going to watch what they do, and we've notified the law. Okay, those people are in and out and done with, and it's still a violation of your privacy. It's just there's nothing worse than coming home and finding that somebody has been in your house, had no business
Yes.
being there. But anyways, there are ways you can get around. Even we don't have to wait for the police. I don't, because I'm telling you, if you're stupid enough to come to my house when I'm not home, you're going to regret that decision, and I'll probably be in court protecting myself against if they survive charges
Well,
for
Brandon, that
hurting
ruins what
people.
we were going to do. What we were, you remember how we were going to meet over at Dio's the next time he went on a fishing thing and raid his fridge?
Yeah,
We better not.
be,
You were going to
I
raid
mean,
his
we'll be
fridge.
stuck in
You
there
were
with
going
the
to look
food.
for the.
Yep,
you'll be
we'll be
stuck in
eating when
you'll
you
be
get back.
stuck you'll be stuck in there and probably trying to find a way to breathe. It's and
Darn
probably
it.
find as much towels and linens to plug up your holes. But anyways, and I'm
Oh,
not talking
All
about holes that
right.
were made. I'm not talking about holes that were made. I'm talking about your breathing apparatus. You're gonna be like, what the hell
Yeah.
was that?
darn it.
All right.
I just wanted a turkey sandwich.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
just
gonna
want
feel
to
like
see your
Japan
AI
hit you.
content, darn it. Like that picture behind you, Dio. Ha ha ha.
I
Yep.
just wanted a turkey sandwich.
so this is a nice little segue right here. We were as we're getting. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna get into hockey right now. But turned on hockey the other night, and my son looks at the rink, points at the hockey rink, and says, "Fight." What? At a
Oh
boy.
yeah.
So, uh, never been. He sat down with him. He actually watched the whole hockey game. I was really impressed. He doesn't. I get him to watch hockey and golf, but football, we're out. Football is go time.
He's tired of commercials. But anyways,
Probably. I'm tired of all the streaming services. Which, by the way,
yeah,
and I know
it's
everybody's got to make money, but we got the streaming services because there was no commercials. Just saying. And
now there are.
now you even
Now
pay
there
for
are.
the subscription with no commercials, and you still have commercials. Please explain that.
Yep.
Because it's either what they do is it's either they just put you on the screen saying your game will resume momentarily, or they'll put commercials
Right.
on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I paid for no
And
commercials, constantly stream what's going on. I want to see the huddle. I want to see the timeout.
Yeah, the thing with sports though is you're going to have it there because it's within the contract. If they're going to stream, if that streaming service is going to stream that game, then they have to accept whatever the NFL, NBA, or NHL have attached to it. So it like let's say if you're talking about the flicks, right? Because they have the Christmas NFL games. You can pay for the flicks without commercials. So when you watch a series or a movie or anything else, you're not going to have
Right.
commercials. But it's a sporting event. You're going to have the commercials because the NFL and those other sports entertainment companies are in contract because that's how they make a lot of their revenue. So they're going to show the commercials. The streaming service has to abide by that contract. So you can't get around it, Brandon.
I'm just saying.
and
I
and
know it sucks.
ultimately, we can all agree streaming has turned into the new cable. I mean,
Worse.
No, it's terrible.
Worse.
Yeah.
it's worse actually. And you know what? We were excited because in the beginning, like watching the college basketball and all, Brandon, you were right. You could see the huddle, you could see the Coliseum, and get keep the vibe going. But now it's like Dio saying because they gotta make their money.
So here's another example. I used to have satellite radio because I got tired of commercials, so I went with satellite radio. And I didn't mind paying for it because I could listen to any station of music I wanted and there were no commercials. But then what happened was you start listening to certain podcasts or shows that were on certain channels. All of a sudden, they would do an in air
Yeah.
commercial. Like this episode has been brought to you by, and I'm sitting going, oh, you're giving me a commercial while I'm still listening to this podcast or this show. I'm like, my God, that y'all are going to get around it somehow to sell me a product or tell me about it. And sometimes it wasn't even something that sponsored the show. They're just kind of like, oh, and we got to give a shout out. And they just go into it like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, you
But
know,
to your point, on air commercials were not as bad as sitting there listening to two
I
minutes
know,
of
I know.
the because that's
Yeah,
15 seconds normally.
yeah, right. Yep,
I don't know. I'm sick of having to
I
have
know.
all 10 streaming services so I can watch my 5 games.
Yeah, it's pretty
Um,
bad.
so
So
speaking of my 5 games, Seattle Kraken travel to us tonight. Detroit Red Wings take on the Red Wings. I've got my Red Wings at home, not only because I'm a fan, but because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Patrick Kane's back and Larkin has been playing out of his mind.
I'm taking the Kraken in that one. I think it's going to be a close game, but I have the Kraken winning that one tonight, Brandon.
I get it.
The Kraken?
We got a better record, We're tied in points. They do have a lot of ties. Um,
That's what I mean.
they're tough.
Yep.
It's going to be a fight.
But based on all right, but here's why I'm picking the Kraken. It's their defensemen. They're going to have a lot of steals. They're going to keep you guys on their side of the ice quite a bit, and they're going to keep that game close. But the thing is, they do well if they can get you to overtime, or if they can get you to pull your goalie, they have the
Yeah,
advantage. And so that's why I'm taking the Kraken in
they
that
don't.
game.
The
I'm
Kraken
Now,
don't
crack.
really have any shooters. They've had a lot of defensive games.
right, but I'm going to tell you who the Kraken's defense looks like more than anybody. You remember that
Yeah,
Buffalo game?
Sabres are good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Buffalo doesn't have a good shooting team, and they're not they're
The one
mediocre.
thing that makes me
And
nervous
I
about
think
this
they're
game is that the Kraken do play good defense because they're in a lot of like 1-1 games, 2-1 shootout.
yeah,
Uh,
yep.
I'm cracking with the
the Red
Kraken.
Wings don't have
I'm going with Brandon on the Red
the
Wings.
Red Wings don't have
Ah,
the puck control.
we're split, and I hate that Rodney's my teammate, but anyway,
I don't think the Detroit
Nice,
Red Wings have the
very
puck control a National Hockey League team should have. Like when you're at that level, like you should, the puck should be easy to handle at that level. Like you should have been doing it your whole life. Blues at Maple Leafs.
man, my Leafs have got to get this one tonight. They've got to get a goalie before the trade deadline because we don't have a goalie in that roster that, to use Brandon's words, stop a
Yeah,
nosebleed.
Well,
Um, we've got too much talent on that team as far as offense goes for our goalie just to be giving it up. I mean, our goal. I'm talking about both our goalies. They are not what they played like last
right,
year. We are not well in the goal. And if it continues like this, Maple Leafs may not even make the playoffs this year.
right.
Right
they will
now
beat
with
the Blues tonight.
yeah, I believe they will beat the Blues tonight. The Blues are. I know they're only 2 points less than us, but they're pretty bad.
All right.
They're,
To not be, I'm gonna invert the kiss of death here. Give me the Blues, even if they lose. Save face by the Maple Leafs winning.
yeah, I mean it. Okay,
Y'all
Rodney, I
call me
appreciate.
the kiss of death all the time, so I'm
All right,
So
taking
you're
the
gonna kiss
opposite.
up the Do by
appreciate you.
picking against him, but you'll pick our team.
Yeah,
Because your teams are normally better than the teams I have to pick it.
Now wait a minute. Rodney took the Kraken a minute ago.
he did
I
take the
know. I
Kraken.
appreciate that. I'm a Red Wings fan.
We're split on that game. Me and I mean, I told you I've got Rodney as a goalie tonight in that game.
Um, I have the Blues as
I'll
well.
take the team.
You guys have to win this game. This is a must-win for you guys. You guys are home, and that's normally a tough place to play. But one of the things that, and you pointed it out to me, and I have to keep an eye on it, is typically the away team does have more shots on goal, and that might be a problem.
I agree. I agree. But here's the thing: you can't decide to pull your goalie after he's given up, 3 or 4 goals in a period. You've got to pull him. If you start seeing him go down to where he's already letting like two shots in, and that one shot the other night when we watched the game together, that puck should have never been near
I
that
agree.
net. And I mean, our goalie. I
He just
mean,
missed it
I don't know, dude.
by a mile.
Yeah, he's not playing well. He did a good job last year, but he got hurt the second game of the playoffs against the Panthers, and we ended up dropping that series in 7. And but this year he's not the same goalie he was last year. I mean, maybe it's just maybe by the midway point he's going to be playing hot goal, and I'll be like, yay, great. But if it continues, man, they're going to have to deal him. They're going to have to get somebody else in
I
there.
mean, he still might be rehabbing and stuff, which is taken away from him being able to be out there on the ice and take those. So maybe he'll work back in. I don't know, but
Then rehab him with the Marlies, the minor league team. I
yeah,
mean, good God.
Hey, Dio, I do have a quick question. Don't y'all
Yeah,
play at the Rogers Center?
yeah.
All right,
All right, so New Jersey takes.
that's
Oh,
like
my bad, Ron. I thought you were.
that is like the Universal Stadium for Toronto, isn't it?
The Rogers Center for hockey. They actually built them a rink.
I'm,
All
You
right,
know,
they actually built the rink. All right, because I was thinking
Ron, I'm gonna need you to sit up
the
but no, the
and
Rap.
speak faster.
Yeah,
sorry, I was thinking Raptors and all shared facility. That's all I was saying.
give me the Devils. Hell on ice because man, they are freaking good this year. They were good last year, but they are really good this year. Give me the Devils going down to Tampa.
Ron, I thought you was taking a nap, dude.
Taking
Sorry, give me.
I'll take the Lightning.
I'm gonna say the Lightning strikes tonight.
it. Okay.
New Jersey mollywops. This is gonna be like a 5-0 ball game.
No, it's gonna be a. It's probably gonna be a 4-1.
That is probably more realistic, but what I'm saying is the Devils are gonna mollywop them. It's gonna be bad. Islanders at Stars.
It's the same story. Islanders, they don't play well outside of their island there. Give me the Stars down in Dallas tonight.
Yeah, I got to do the Stars
We're not
too.
gonna talk about how Dallas is playing some amazing hockey right now. Like, might actually make it.
Well, that's why I'm going
Like,
with the
they
Stars
should be
tonight.
taking Stanley Cup right now.
But they were there last year, but they could not get past Edmonton. But today this year is a new year.
Do
But
do they
Edmonton's
get
not the
Well, they're letting
problem
it be known.
this
do they
year.
get past
I'm going to tell you the Avalanche. The Avalanche are going to be the team to watch out for.
Really?
do they get past if they can
Yes.
get past the Avalanche? Do they get past Edmonton this year?
Well, they're
They're
going to
gonna
have
have
to,
to.
Rodney, if they want to go to the Cup.
No, I know, but I'm saying, do they have that team this year?
But they better hope that maybe somebody like Edmonton and Avalanche have to play each other before they have to play them.
Give me the Stars.
The KOD.
I need to figure out
Dio.
how to get a sound button with that.
We were right here, Brandon. You were
Get a
thinking what I was
button, and every
thinking.
time you do it, I'm just gonna hit it. The KO. Um, no, this is probably actually, truly, honestly, either gonna be completely horrible because it's gonna be bad hockey, but I don't see it being bad hockey. The Blue Jackets and the Jets is probably gonna be the closest game of the night.
That's, yeah, it's going to be an overtime game. I'm calling overtime game already.
Jets.
I'm calling overtime game, and I'll strictly go with the Jets because they're at home.
Let's go Blue Jackets.
But I believe it's going to be
Let's go Blue Jackets.
okay.
And
I'm, I'm gonna go with the Blue Jackets.
oh, the KOD.
The
Brought to you by Styles Apparel. Styles.
I love it.
Where we knock out the
Oh,
stout.
I love it.
I'm telling you, the KOD's got to be sponsored.
The KOD. Um, Flames and Blackhawks.
Get Blackhawks tonight, man.
Go Hawks.
The Flames are just a flicker right now. They're not. Boy, they're pretty bad.
If I have to turn on
They're
this
young
game
though.
tonight,
You're,
if I have to turn on the Flames and the Blackhawks, that means every other game on the slate is boring or over.
Yeah.
you telling me the Flames are already put out? So give me the Blackhawks.
Give me the Blackhawks 10-0.
Could it really be 10-0? Honest.
No. No.
Hold on, the Blackhawks have put up 9 on
it's
somebody.
probably-
Don't act like they haven't.
Yeah, but this is going to be another 4-1 or a 3-1.
I don't know about all that. I think
I
it's gonna
got
be
the
higher scoring than that. It's probably gonna be like 5-1.
We'll keep an
I'm-
eye on it. We'll
I'm
keep an
gonna
eye
say-
on it.
I'm gonna say 6-2.
That's realistic.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if the Blackhawks goalie's that bad though. Rangers Golden Knights. This is also going to be a really good game, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to take Golden Knights at home. They're going to crank up that horn at the beginning of the game.
Give me Vegas.
I got to go with the Rangers this one.
Of course you are, Joe.
It's going to be a good game.
All right, Mr. KOD, who are
Yeah,
you
it's going to be
taking?
good.
I'm rocking with the range and the Rangers.
The KOD.
KOD. Mammoth and Sharks.
Give me the
You know what?
Snaggletooth.
Go ahead, Corey.
I just want the Snaggletooth.
The Snaggletooth.
The Mammoth.
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 Yeah.
Whatever.
You're welcome, Corey.
Thanks, KOD.
The KOD.
Give me the Mammoth.
Right. Dio, you're going to have me saying that all day now. It's your fault.
You know what? For the record, I have to say I love all you
There
guys.
you go.
I take the most grief, but it's good grief.
The Mammoth lost a tough game last night. I had them pick the win before it even went to overtime. You know what, though? I think they're going to be tired from that game last night. Give me the Sharks. I'm taking the Sharks at home.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm glad to see the Sharks not swimming at the bottom of the ocean this year. They're actually improving. It looks like they've got that franchise going in the right direction. They're usually the bottom dwellers. I like what they're doing right now in San Jose, and I hope they snip the playoffs this year because those fans have stuck with that team. I mean, that team could have folded and left years ago and moved somewhere else. And I've always worried that they were going to be one of those teams not to make it and leave. But I'm glad they're supporting them. So give me the Sharks at home tonight.
Resident hockey expert, let me ask you this. Historically, Anaheim has had some bad teams, okay?
Sharks have had worse.
All right. You knew where I was going. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was your question?
Yeah, which team was historically worse because of the level of teams they put out?
Were you being for real? You didn't know?
I
You know,
really don't know. I'm not a hockey
All
guy.
right, well,
That's why I asked the question.
You know, the one reason the Sharks and the Ducks have kind of been able to stay afloat is because you got the Kings that are in LA, and the Kings not been there at all. Like if LA didn't have a hockey team, you wouldn't have seen a San Jose and an Anaheim come along, in my opinion, or they would have been one of the first teams. But I don't know if they would have supported it, if you didn't have LA sitting there because
Well, LA, I think LA, the reason that LA succeeded is because Gretzky ended up there.
Yep. Thank you, Corey. You just took my next line. But yeah, you're
well,
right.
Disney had the Mighty
You know what I'm
Ducks
talking
movie
about.
and said, "Hey, we're going to invest in a hockey team," and I mean, Disney kept that afloat for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, but they don't. They've really just kind of stuck to their own thing, their own branding now. With their uniforms and everything.
Now I know you're going to watch your Maple Leafs, but the two games that I really am going to watch is the my Red Wings, and I will be watching this Mammoth Sharks game. I think the Mammoth Sharks game is going to be one of the best games of the night.
I may see if I can get my ESPN Plus app on my TV today before we do the seventh pick later. I may see if I can get my ESPN Plus working on it, and if not, I may have to go the route of center ice because I've been missing watching my Maple Leafs every night because I do want to talk more about them because they last year was the closest they got to the Stanley Cup in a long time, and they blew it. They blew it against the Panthers, and I think last year was the closest we had of a shot of winning the Stanley Cup had we got past the Panthers. But right now with our goalie situation, the season's not looking good, and there's no reason for it because the only person we really lost was Mitch Marner. We let him go to the Knights because we didn't want to sign him for another huge contract. We'd rather pick up 3 or 4 guys that we we could pay to come in and give some other guys rest and be productive and save some money against the salary cap. So
I mean, you guys are just below 500. I mean, you're one game out of 500.
I know, but if you look at the standings, though, I mean, we are starting to slip where you don't want to be. And I know the season's early, but we're just above Buffalo in the um, standings right now. Now, look, we're only 6 points out of first place. Boston's in the lead. You got the Red Wings sitting in second. But look, we win a few games in a row, we could be right back up there with you guys. But our goalie is the problem. Our goalie play is the problem right now.
No, I agree.
We're scoring 3 to 4 goals.
What?
You know what our differential is? Our differential is a -5. The Buffalo's at a -9. So Buffalo's goalie's worse than ours. But we've lost five straight, brother. We've lost 5 games straight.
Yeah, that's actually what I was just looking at. You guys are on a.
But you look at New Jersey at a +9, Carolina +16, Pittsburgh +12. That's how you know when you have good goalie. And I'll tell you right now, the Atlantic Division in Eastern Conference, we definitely don't have any good goalies in the Atlantic.
I mean, but
And we gotta start looking for a goalie, and they need to do it now because right now nobody's really looking for a goalie in their trade deadline, but we definitely need to be
Buffalo being so good defensively and being so far down is really kind of shocking. But if you look at
because they got a
if you
bad
look at
goalie.
Montreal,
Let me tell you something. Go
if
ahead.
you look at Montreal, Ottawa, uh, I mean, y'all are just like a couple games difference, and it's still early. We're still before
Dude,
the All Star break.
Four game winning streak puts us in first place. But listen to this. A minute ago when I mentioned Colorado out of the West, they're at a +31.
A plus 31. Is that unheard of a lot of time? Or
No, but that's definitely a team trying to win the President's Cup this year.
I think Colorado's trying to win it all. I mean, they're
Colorado's only lost one game,
yeah, they're 13-1.
13-1-5. I'm telling you, man, Colorado, if they make it to the Cup, I don't know. New Jersey right now, the way they're playing, might be able to hang with them, but damn, Colorado is looking damn good.
Boston, Detroit, Montreal, but Montreal's on a 4 game losing streak. They're fixing to drop down. New Jersey, Carolina, and Pittsburgh, New York.
who did you say Montreal was playing?
They're not playing tonight.
Well, they're not. Sorry, I thought you
No.
were saying a game. I apologize.
Now, there's only about 8 games tonight, which is weird for a Tuesday night. Normally, there's a lot. So that means a lot of the travel schedules involved, where a lot of the Eastern Conference is playing West and vice versa.
Is it 7-7 like football for the playoffs? Is it
What
seven and
now?
seven for the playoffs?
Yes,
All right.
yes. You mean like? Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
And the reason the Rangers are on the road is because tonight's the championship or the Champions Classic in college basketball at Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
And who's playing in that? Remind me, do you know?
Yeah, it's Kansas versus Duke first game and Michigan State versus Kentucky second game.
Come on, Kansas.
They're all ranked.
Come on, Kansas.
what's that, basketball?
Eh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Corey,
why the Rangers are on the road. That's why the
Corey,
Rangers are on.
I'm not a Duke fan. I'm
I
sorry.
know it's okay. It's
When
okay.
you're top dog in the ACC just about every damn year, if it's not North Carolina, it's Duke. And anytime a Seminoles could ever get a win over those guys, it was my victory for the season.
Your Seminoles play tonight too.
Michigan State,
Hey, they
Kentucky.
look pretty good, man.
Yeah, Michigan State, Kentucky. I think is going to be both of those games. I think are going to be really good because Kansas Duke, both of them have Boozer is the freshman to look for on Duke, but Kansas has Peterson, who's probably going to be the number one draft pick in the NBA
Three
this
and
year.
0 versus 3-1, 4-0 versus 3-1. That Duke Kansas game is gonna be good. The
Yeah.
Minnesota, Michigan State, Kentucky
Yeah,
game will
we
be
got
good.
UT. We got UT Sharks tonight.
Do what?
What
We got we have UT Sharton. I mean UT
Yeah.
Martin,
Yep.
UT
but
Sharp?
we're at home.
You better
But
not
we
short
played.
the you better not short the bed with them because
I know. Well, I mean, we could have beat Florida. That's the thing.
Yeah. They could have easily beat Florida. The game, there's a game at 9:30 tonight on the Big Ten Network. It is UCLA at Sacramento State. Sacramento State is coached by Henry Bibby or Mike Bibby, and their top players, Mikey Williams. He was an internet sensation in high school down in San Diego. So anybody stays up late, that would be a good game to
Hey,
watch
so
too.
It's funny.
go ahead.
Go ahead. What I was going to say is, Florida didn't drop in the rankings, even though they barely beat my Seminoles. And, you know, others receiving votes for the top 25 were not even mentioned. You know, it's like
Well,
we took the number 10 team to the wire and we're not even mentioned. And it's because we haven't been good lately. And that's the thing.
what was Clemson
well,
even
the
in?
sad part is
Go ahead.
Miami or Florida just did the sweep on Sunday because they beat Miami also.
Was
So
was Clemson even mentioned in those other three season votes? They shouldn't be with the teams they played so far.
now,
All right.
So
Yeah. Florida State's going to have to beat some ACC schools to start getting attention. So,
That's how Clemson is.
we're 3-1.
Yes, I'm being a homer right now, Brandon. I'm the homer kiss of death.
well, the sad part is Clemson's already lost one game this year. So and I don't remember who that was to.
Georgetown,
Oh,
I don't understand the
a Big
basketball
E school.
rankings in college basketball.
well, early in the year, they kind of give them a grace period because
yeah.
you'll see some of these ranked teams. It's almost like 0 week, They kind of treat it like 0 week. Like, this was just a fun tournament and we're not going to start
Well,
counting until the schedule starts.
like tonight, the Champions Classic, and then you're going to start getting towards Thanksgiving. You're going to get into
Feast week.
Feast Week, and that's when you start really seeing the rankings start
Yeah,
going.
I get it.
Sorry, Corey, to steal your thunder.
Well, no, it's fine. That's one of my favorite times of the year because you got all these classics going on. The one down in Bahamas, out in Maui. So
Uh,
One of the ones that's happening near me this week is Charleston Classic. That's more
I like watching
pretty good
that too.
classic.
I think we're gonna be ranked
Yep.
by the end of the year.
I grew up going to the games in that little coliseum.
Then another one to watch that nobody really watches is I can't remember what they call it, but it's the Philadelphia. It's in Philadelphia. It's all those teams: Temple, Villanova, St. Joe's. As a bunch of them get together and play each other.
The I want to call it the Palestra Classic because they play at
Yeah,
Palestra, but I know that's not what it's called.
yeah.
The Palestra is one of the more historic gyms in college basketball.
And then I got something else going on tonight that I'll be watching, which I love again this year. Is Lincoln is a basketball town. Our girls won the state title a few years back, um, but they have now YouTube, the radio station. It shows all girls and all boys basketball games on YouTube throughout the season. Then when they get to the postseason, they can't because of the national football or the national High School Network takes
Mm,
over. So, and the girls start tonight.
that's what's up. Well, good luck to them.
So, and then Colorado State won again last night. I just let everybody know. If you ever want to watch you ever want to watch a really good team basketball, watch Colorado State, the women's. The last 5 years, they've led the nation in turnovers because they average about 2 turnovers a game.
Dang. Ball
So,
security.
yeah,
Important.
And you say that this is a good segue if we got nothing else to talk about, Brandon. Do we?
No? Go ahead. What do you got?
All right. Well, here's the other thing. James Franklin was hired at Virginia Tech. How do y'all feel about that?
I like it.
Well, Hokie fans, enjoy your 8 or 9 win season and enjoy the bowl games from home.
I feel sorry for
You
Virginia
know,
I
Tech.
do. I do like this. I, I think that's one of the places that that should have got him is because they're the ACC. I just don't. I'm just glad he didn't go to
I
the
think it's a good
SEC.
fit.
see, I was waiting on some of these small. Go ahead, Brandon.
I think it's a good fit because I don't think he's built for Big Ten. I know he's not built for the SEC. Virginia Tech has not been good, so the ceiling is not going to be very high. So like Dio said, when you get 8 9 wins, everybody's going to be thrilled. But as far as going to the Natty and winning the big game, and you'll never see it. You'll never sniff it.
I
Here's
think he's just going there to redeem and resurrect his career, and get show that he can win it in the ACC and he can win at Virginia Tech, and then he'll look for another big fish again.
here's the thing. You know, geographically, this was the best fit for him because he's got, like I said about Dabo, if he left, he built a national pipeline. Franklin has had great success recruiting that DC, Maryland, Pennsylvania area, and even in Florida. So he keeps that geographic pipeline he's got. Great fit. Ultimately, I think he's going to resurrect Virginia Tech, and you could see him getting into the playoffs with them. But the thing is, Virginia Tech's been down so long, this is a relevant move for them. They knew they had to get the guy to bring him back to relevance. And he is that guy. Now, do they move on from him in 5 to 7 years?
5 to
That's yet to
7,
be
I would
seen.
take it 4.
No, because Virginia Tech's been down that long. Don't you agree, Dio?
How long do you think a coach need? Hold
Yeah,
on.
Virginia.
How long
Look,
do you think a coach needs to rebuild a program?
Right now, it takes about, with the transfer portal the way it is, it takes about 2 to 3 years.
Right. So if you don't perform,
But
if you don't make the
what I'm
dance, or you go one and done in the playoffs in 4 years, that's worth keeping you around.
Brandon, you gotta understand where Virginia Tech has been
I've
over the
seen where Virginia
last.
Tech's been since Marcus Vick jumped on what's his name's leg. They've been in the dog shit. Nothing.
Right.
Peons.
And
It will be
and
probably
see right
forever.
now right now when you're programmed that bad, you've lost a lot of
Yeah,
credibility.
you think Jay Strickland's gonna be able to
That's
get
why
you
I
the
said
recruits to take on a Miami, a Clemson?
yes, I
No,
do.
I don't. I
Yes, I
don't.
do. Yes, yes, Brandon. Here's the thing.
You got better recruits
This
at
is
Penn
what you gotta
State.
under, This is what you gotta understand right here.
What? Then you got
Okay?
better recruits at
You
Penn
gotta
State, and you couldn't do it there?
Franklin Franklin is a program builder.
No.
Okay? Pre- Hold on before you say no. Franklin had great. I'm not going to say success as far as playoff success, but he's had success, sustainable success. Virginia Tech is looking for that sustainable success because right now by 2030, these grand right TV deals are going to be coming up. If you're at the bottom of the barrel, nobody's going to want you. Let's
You
be
think
real.
anybody's
Am
going?
I not
He is the
right,
bottom of the barrel.
Theo?
That's what I'm saying. Who's gonna want him?
He is at the bottom
Oh
of
my
the
God,
barrel.
Virginia Tech and
He
James
is.
Franklin are both bottom of the barrel. Stop it. I will take my alcoholic coach over James Franklin any day.
You know what? You may, but Virginia Tech knows where they are and where they need to go, and he
Dude, I
is
will
that
take
guy
Norvell over
because.
Franklin.
All right, Theo, as a resident Florida State fan, okay, knowing how far you've gone down at Florida State, knowing that Franklin can recruit, you're not going to get to the playoff every year. You're not going to do this,
No, I
okay?
wouldn't take him. No, no, I wouldn't take him.
Just to build that just to.
No, 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 no. The next damn head coach I want at Florida State is the coach that's going to build that program and build a dynasty and take us to the fucking playoffs every year and a chance for the Natty. And guess what? He's going to be there the same tenure as Bobby fucking Bowden. That's what I want at Florida State. It's doable. It can be done. They got to find the right guy. And it's not James fucking Franklin, and it's
But
not
for
Mike fucking
Virginia Tech
Norvell.
is what I'm
I'm
talking.
sorry, it's not. No, I'm not even going to argue with this. I'm going to yell
Listen,
at you. It's not an argument.
James Franklin is the same equivalent as if I took all my dreams and ambitions and changed up and said, you know what? Success to me looks like peeing outside my pants.
That's great. I like it.
What?
No, that's perfect.
Like success to me looks like peeing outside my pants. That's what success looks like. That's what you're getting with James
Come
Franklin.
on.
That's what you're getting at Virginia Tech. Congratulations. You got
I
your
swear,
6 wins and you
Dabo
made it to the
retires. I
toilet
hope
bowl.
Brian Kelly gets the opportunity to coach Clemson. Oh my God, he could go from one Death Valley to the next.
Screw you, Dio. I
Well,
went.
okay. Now you know how it feels when you talk about asking me if I would like
No,
James
but
Franklin at Florida State to make us relevant again. No,
I'm saying when for
you need to
Virginia
stop
Tech,
saying. You need to stop saying, Rodney. This is a Saints moment. This is your JJ moment. Stop.
I'm telling you, man. The way you keep coming up with
all
this
right.
crazy stuff in football, like you're literally about to get banned from football. You are taking my favorite sport
But
and
you
you're
know
I'm
what?
peeing
Now,
not
on it.
I'll say
coming up
this,
with crazy
Rodney.
things. I'm looking at how far Virginia Tech had come down.
Oh God! First of all, Virginia Tech was only good with Michael Vick. Period.
Marcus, until he jumped on that kid's leg.
You know, I surrender. I surrender.
Thank
I
you.
surrender.
Thank you. Hands up. Hands
Hand to
up.
God, I think Marcus
Hands up
actually
and
might have been better. He could at least throw the ball a little bit. Michael developed later when he got to the
hey,
Eagles,
Rodney,
but
hands up. Make sure your pants are up.
What, Corey?
I said your hands are up. Make sure your pants are up too.
They're down right now because I just got
Hands up. Don't
up.
poop. Hands up. Don't poop.
and last I
Corey,
heard,
they're
Virginia
down
Tech
right
was
now
so
because I
bad the
just got.
ACC didn't even want him. They just can't get another bum conference to take them. All right, guys. This
All
episode has
right.
been brought to you in part by Heaven Sent Hellbent Gear. Go to hshbgear.com. 15% off. Promo code married. Styles Apparel, where we keep you the latest fashion of women's styles and apparel, and Dugout Mugs. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Peace.
Hang on.
See ya.
This episode. Go ahead,
Go
Brandon.
ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm not going to say it. Not on the recording. I'm going to say
The
it as soon as the recording.
KOD is leaving the building.
Yes, please.